Persona Non Grata Day here well, we're not in the vault right now, Walt. We're in my house right now, actually. You can see my house is still very much decorated in horror as well as the vault. So
this is a first. It's a very special edition.
Well, because I've kind of moved kind of far, and I didn't want to have to go all the way to Oakland and bug you to do that either. So I'm glad everybody could come in. This is a special day for us. It's been 7 years since Exodus has released an album. Actually, I was in the band for like 3 minutes. Oh, there it goes. See, there's my Munster's cuckoo clock, as you guys can see there. It must be right at noon, or no, I think it comes in like about 30 seconds after or something like that.
Oh, we love it.
So isn't that great? It almost plays on. All
right. Now, to go along with that theme, right behind Lily Munster is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there it is. There it is, everyone. I know a lot of you have gotten it because I woke up this morning and I seen a lot of messages from all you guys and a lot of things on the internet and a lot of things on our Facebook and all that kind of stuff, and I'm really excited for all of you because I've been able to listen to it for the last year almost, it seems like, but you have not, and we have gingerly released 3 songs over the last few months, which in my eyes, I love them songs, but I think that after today's release and that you have heard it now, I've seen so many of your comments on other songs that you love yourself. So Walter and I are here. We're going to answer some questions, so roll them through. If there's any questions you want to know about Persona Non Grata, if there's something you want to know what we've done, how it came about, who wrote this, who wrote that, I can talk about this whole fucking album now. So it's about time, and I'm very excited today. All of us are. I don't think any of us in Exodus slept last night. I knew that at least by the time it was
Australia or something.
Exactly. Somebody had it yesterday at some point in time. So, and I know Europe is 9 hours ahead and so on and so on. So very exciting day for us. So we can go through the songs basically and we can talk about them. And then Walter's going to be getting, do we have anything yet? Or?
Yes, we do. By the way, I also got messages this morning from people that had already heard it and we're raving about it. But also we have Claire Wilson, of course.
That's my girl.
And Chris, and Matthew Hernandez, and Beer Maniac, and Oakland Metal Boy.
Glad you're in.
And Craig, and Dylan, Greg Peterson. Someone says TM Toby Rage. He would be proud of you guys today, wouldn't he? And
Toby would be proud.
Right, and everyone's saying congratulations. And Craig Marichink, hello Zach, could you tell us who the rage refers to in the song Years of Death and Dying?
I'm going to run a contest, so I'm not going to do that yet, but in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to do that to where I'm going to give something away. I might even give a signed Persona Non Grata away. I haven't seen how generous I'm feeling, and I think that's going to be the question, so I can't answer that right now. So I'm gonna have all that about, so then whoever gets all of the right ones, because obviously the song is full of different hints to obviously some of our heroes and a lot of our heroes that have passed, in time, and that it was kind of acknowledged on that. And so what else we got?
We got Greg Peterson says eliminate the weak.
Eliminate the weak.
Yeah.
Eliminate the weak. So, I'm gonna go through the record kind of myself. So,
Chris wants to know who came up with the title.
Obviously, that was Gary. Gary came up with the title. I thought going into recording last year, it was going to be called "The Beatings Will Continue Until Morale Improves," but that changed. So when I got there to record the album, I was like, I saw the reels, or not the reels, all the all the tags on everything, and it said persona non grata, persona non. What is persona non grata? Well, that's the first song, but we're gonna call the album that, which I actually liked. And actually, it's a way to open up the record, and I think that riff just hits you right in the face. And Tom's blasting thrash beat is just unbelievably. I mean, it's almost like a blast beat, but it's a blast thrash beat that's so heavy. And there's just so many of different changes that go on in that song. I believe it's almost 9 minutes long. And what a way to open a record. I don't know if we're going to be able to open the tour with that one, but definitely open with that. And obviously, persona non grata is someone you don't like, someone that's not in favor of you whatsoever. So, or you are not in favor of them and they are not welcome around. So, I mean, I'm sure everybody out there has got some type of persona non grata.
Was this one of the earlier songs that you wrote, or because it came out, and was it like, written earlier or late?
There was nothing written earlier. Tom and Gary got together, probably started around late April, May, and into June and July, and that's basically how they get it. Tom and Gary write the core of the songs. And then I just went up into there. When we went up there, it was the last week in September last year. And when we did that, that was the first time I heard it. And pretty much all of these were together. All the songs were together. All the, Gary had an absolute idea of exactly what everything was going on. So when I got up there, it wasn't like, oh, wasn't this something you wrote before? I don't know. Did he write it while he was out touring with Slayer? Quite possibly, but I never saw it, so I don't know that. So that's another thing. But that's how that came out anyway. But what else you got for me?
Well, Justin says, when should the box sets ship?
I don't know. I thought everybody was supposed to get their stuff today.
The vinyl's been delayed.
I don't know. I don't know.
But if the box set has the vinyl in it, it's been delayed.
I don't know. So let me see.
Someone says also their favorite is Prescribing Horror.
My favorite too. Just to let you know, I love every song on this album. I think we have really nailed it on this record on every song. There was all killers and no fillers, and we did not give you any fillers on this album. We put our heart into every last song. That one, Lunatic Liar Lord, Persona Non Grata, Fires of Division, Anti-Seed, all great stuff, all well-written stuff, I wrote, to let you guys know, I wrote the lyrics to Elitist, and I wrote the lyrics to Slipping into Madness. And Tom Hunting wrote the lyrics to The Years of Death and Dying, and Gary Holt wrote everything else. Well, no, Lee Altus also wrote the music for Slipping into Madness. It was the only song that Gary had nothing to do writing-wise, actually, other than playing the lead in the song. But that's why I honestly, I have to give this whole record to Gary Holt. This is an absolute opus for him. This goes to prove, and this goes nothing against anyone in our genre, but I'm sorry, this is the man who invented this shit, and this just goes to prove he's the real deal. The lyrical content, the musical content, the changes, the hooks, the lead attack, you gotta shake his hand for that. You gotta walk up and give it to Gary. I mean, like I said, performance is everything, and I believe everybody brought it. Tom Hunting was a fucking witch on this album. Listen to it. He's a man possessed. To even think that he was sick through this time is just outrageous to think that at all. And he came out, swinging with it. Jack's bass playing, all of the over stuff. This is what a record man with bottom end sounds like. And Lee and Gary's attack and the leads that are on this album, it's just, I have to give it to him. Myself was pushed. All the vocals, just to let you know, no one was on the record but me. All of the low vocals, all of the death vocals, everything is all me. I had no guest singers on this album.
Were you influenced by your son for some of those?
A lot of them. A lot of Cody, because Gary and I had a talk. Right? I remember it was probably in the beginning of the summertime, probably around June, and Gary says, so Zet, you know, the record, the vocals on this record have to be you, but it has to be a little bit more. Have you thought about it? I mean, totally thought about it. And I was like giving my friends kudos. I'm listening to hell of Behemoth right now and Lamb of God, and I'm listening to Hatebreed. And if you listen to the record, I'm taking from those on this. I take from Nurgle and Jamie and Randy on this album. I do. I'm a student I'm a learner of a teacher. I'm a teacher of a student. I'm whatever it is. You know, I've been in the game a long time, but I've never been above that. So obviously, I wanted the vocals on this record to be something more than say they were on Blood In, Blood Out, and I think that happened on this record. And
It's your most well-rounded.
I think so. And again, I have to give credit where credit is due. I mean, I know that I do the vocal stuff, but Gary is on the other side of the window when I'm doing them. And Gary has a vision of the stuff that you know, he knows what he wants me to do. And for 36 years now, Walter, I've been doing that with him.
And he's right behind the glass and he goes like this.
He knows. He's been in the studio with me. So there's nothing I do vocally that it's going by and, oh, he didn't hear that. No, it's cool with him. No, it's every line, everything we do is completely, everything I do is, you know, it's definitely, you know, scrutinized, but in a good way, because we want it to be what it is for you. We know we haven't gotten a record out to you guys in 7 years, and, you know, you know, how is it? After 7 years, here you go, you know?
I have a funny story about that from Fabulous. When you were writing Open Season and recording it, you were having a little problem hitting because you had to record it over and over, but Gary was right there, and he was using that finger of when you come in. Do you remember that?
Fabulous Disaster too, because Fabulous Disaster, when the missiles are falling and the Reaper comes, that's not on the 8, it's on the 7. So dun 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 dun. When the button, then it comes in like that. I couldn't get that in. But those are things I remember about things that have happened in the past, and those help me on this type of stuff. So
Beer Manny wants to say, does Chuck Billy appear on the album?
No.
Some reviews it says he does.
Nope, that is not Chuck Billy. That is Steve Zetro Souza.
Okay,
completely.
that's why, huh?
That is what's up with that. So let me get into more songs. Second song on the album, REMF, Rear Echelon Motherfuckers. And basically, it's written about guys who, like the guys who give the orders but never get their fucking hands dirty. You know, they don't have to go out and deal with the bullets and that kind of thing. So it's kind of a rip on them. That's why you kind of hear me scream. One of my favorites on that record, I just love to say, Rear Echelon Motherfuckers! It's always good to yell motherfucker, isn't it? Tell me what you guys think. I mean, you know, isn't it great to say you hit something in your hand? What's the first thing out of your mouth? Motherfucker. Somebody cuts you off? Motherfucker. Every motherfucker works in so many different ways. Somebody fucking hits a home run, it's like, motherfucker, yeah. Motherfucker works everywhere. It doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter. It works real good. And then third song is Lee wrote the music for it. The only thing that he wrote musically on the record, but honestly, it's a great song, Slipping Into Madness, and I wrote the lyrics for this. And to me, obviously about fentanyl. Now, the thing is about this song is that, you know, what they're doing with fentanyl is they're turning it into other drugs, and they're
putting it in other drugs.
And they're calling it other names too, so that they can get away. Because basically, if you're dying on your deathbed, is the only way you're supposed to be receiving fentanyl. And now, back in the day, we'd go to a party and buy a bindle of coke or something and do it. Now they're putting it in that type of shit. So you go to a party, some kid takes a fucking hit. All it takes 2 milligrams, the size of a fucking piece of a granule of salt, and you're done. So that the song is written for me in that respect, and how the cartels take advantage of it. The pharmacists are calling it, and doctors are calling it. Well, the doctors are getting kickbacks for prescribing this stuff that the pharmacists can sell. So it's a huge thing there. So kind of typical Exodus, you know, corruption going on with us in the world, and we wanted to, always expose that type of thing. This is something I wanted to write about. What do you got for me, Well?
Well, aside from like Peru, France, Hamburg, Germany, and Wilmington, North Carolina, a lot of people are writing and saying how much they're enjoying it. But TM wants to know any bonus tracks on an import edition.
Yeah, there is 2 bonus tracks on the Japanese version.
Woohoo.
Can I say them? I guess I can. Oh, is it out? I don't know.
We don't know. I don't know.
You're the singer, do it.
Yeah, you don't even know. Yes, there's 2 tracks. We actually did He's a Woman, She's a Man by the Scorpions, and we did Beating Around the Bush by AC/DC.
All right.
So they're on the Japanese
song.
version. So if you can get the Japanese version, you get those bonus tracks. They're always much more expensive in Japan. So we always try to give them extra bonus tracks, and those are the 2 for this record. And honestly, they both came out really fucking amazing. So you guys will enjoy them. I assume that the Japanese version is out today, like everywhere else. So
I have a good
if not,
question.
I just gave some information away. I guess I wasn't.
I was listening to Duke's Exhibit A and B the other day and had this thoughts. Do you think there'll ever be an Exhibit C, perhaps with a song or 2 from Duke's?
I don't think there'll ever be an Exhibit C, but I won't vote out Rob not singing on the record, because I become, a lot of you guys watched our interview look at my baby sleeping on it. She's such a sweetheart. This is pumpkin pie. A lot of you guys watched my interview last year with Rob on the vault. We did 7 parts of that, and Rob and I saw him this weekend. Exodus, we went down and shot a video, and Rob we did it in Arizona, and Rob came out. So I love Rob, and Rob's welcome to come on and sing anytime, and when we play live, he can sing anytime with us. He's welcome. I don't know about an Exhibit C, and that would be something that Gary might think of, but I wouldn't vote it out, and I'm not against it, because to me, honestly, I think both of those albums are actually fucking brutal. I love to play songs from both of those records, all 3 of them actually, Shovel-Headed Kill Machine and Exhibit A and Exhibit B. They're both really, really strong records. I love them both.
Greg Peterson, aside from the bonus tracks, are there any special editions for the album? I think this is one.
I think that's it, because
might be a
they've gone to the box.
digipack.
I think so. It's come to the box. Remember the old boxes that they first put out with it? I got this last week. I did not know they were doing this.
I know that if you ordered it from like I did from Amazon, you get a 2-disc version with the making of it as a Blu-ray in it.
Which
right?
they actually had the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray is really good. Wayne, our old producer for Zetro's Toxic Vault, actually did all of the Blu-ray and did a really good job on it. And it's really some really good video stuff in it. And he had a fucking camera. It felt like a fucking reality show. There was a camera everywhere every time we were doing something. So that kind of works out good. So where are we at? Oh, song number 4, Elitist. Now, this is a perfect example for this song. Elitist is an idea that Gary has that he wants me to write. Toxic Waltz was the same way. Not necessarily my idea of a song, so I went out and I just kind of came up with something that was kind of had something to do with me being an elitist, and I don't know if I'm necessarily, I think we are all elitists to some level. You have to be, or you'll get trampled in this world. So basically, but elitist kind of comes from that kind of respective and very moshy song, kind of. I like the groove in Elitist is very and also on this record there's a lot of parts of songs that we really pay respect to. When I get into the Years of Death and Dying, I'll get into another part, but in Elitist, in the middle section of where the lead is, and if you listen to it, it's very much plays respect to Wolf Hoffman and Accept. The lead is very much like Wolf, and the rhythm is the same way. Leading into the last verse, I mean, I could just hear those, oh, you could hear it. So you guys listen to the song now, and when you get to the lead section, listen to it. If you're Accept fans, you're old school, you know what I'm talking about. You're definitely gonna definitely understand what I'm saying about this. And what oh yeah, Zetro's right, it is. All of our heroes are all still a part of our lives. I mean, there's not, You know, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Saxon, it doesn't matter. You know, Thin Lizzy, we write from our hearts and our heroes, and Accept's no different. Merciful Fate, bands like that, they inspired us and still do.
Okay,
What
and
else do you
Dylan
want?
says he knows that Gary and Tom bring to the table, blah, blah, blah. But what was the song that you guys collaborated the most on all members? And any song like that you all collaborated? Or did you write any songs in that session?
For me, I would say Lunatic Liar Lord, because Rick Hunolt plays the second lead on it, and Craig and Lund plays the third lead on it, and the middle section of the song where I do the kind of strange vocal in there after the change.
Is that Cajun Hell song vibe? Is that how?
No, that's the one. That's the Cajun Hell song vibe. Yes. Yeah,
wow.
Lunatic Liar Lord. So I would
Love
have
that
to say, there's the drums going on at the end. That song was a full effort. The bass in that song, definitely, I would say Lunatic Liar Lord for performance was a full effort from all of the band. Definitely. What else you got for me, Walt?
Heathen is a good. They like
So
it that
let me keep
Lee
going.
wrote that one song.
I'll go into the next song on the album is Prescribing Horror, which is my personal favorite. It's been my personal favorite since we've recorded it. I like I've been saying for months, I love the 3 songs what released, but the best is yet to come. And this one, and the song we were just talking about, Lunatic Liar Lord. This one's about the experimentation of thalidomide, and if you Google that, which is like really fucked up, you'll find out, you know, that it created a lot of defects and a lot of mutant humans and that sort of thing. So Gary's always good about finding something really fucking sick on the record, you know, to write. A lot of the lyrical content is from his twisted fucking mind, and this one is no different. And I just like the groove of the song. To me, Prescribing Horror is probably the slowest song on the record, but quite possibly the heaviest Exodus song ever. I mean, it's just heavy, and the lyrical content and the way I sing it, and the very Richie Blackmore kind of lead, very moody lead. It's not much of a lead. It's kind of a part in the middle, and then the baby's crying at the end, and I mean they're just wailing in pain. It's just sick and fucking twisted. So to me, this song has it all. For a heavy metal fan, there's nothing nice about this song, and that's the way it should be.
All right, and that brings 2 quick questions. Nicholas wants to know what songs are you most excited to perform live?
I'd love to do that, Lunatic Liar Lord and Prescribing Horror, but I hope we can open. I hope everybody's got the energy to open with Persona Non Grata, because I want to play that. I mean, the whole record. I know the 2. I know we're gonna play a couple. We're still doing the Fox on the 27th with Death Angel and Testament in Oakland. So those that have tickets for that, you're definitely going to get a killer treat of Exodus. All 3 bands that night are just, we're all 3 of us are going out of our way to make sure that the show is just absolutely amazing. And so for you guys, I hope that you really, you know, have fun that night. I know everybody else has been delayed until the spring. And believe me, rest of the world, we are talking. We've already done it in Europe, and we know we're not dumb. We're not going to kill a good thing. We know it's really good, and it's something good for the fans. So looking forward to that on the 27th. So
well, Danger Thrash from Siberia, I had to say that because you got a cool name, and that's how far everybody's getting all around the world today with this new album. And we have Exodus Never Disappoints by Bring the Heat, and Angel says, "What's up, hey amigo?" And
that's my man, Angel.
we'll go to the next song, and I'll get some more here.
Yeah. So then, and then after Prescribing Horrors, obviously is the first single that we let go in the beatings, and there's enough to say about that. Just watch the video when the guy's pulling his fucking nails off. I mean, damn, dude. Damn, leave it to us to fucking. I even turned my head, and I used to love that shit. I don't know why, man. I just feel it going through my fucking hands at that time. And then obviously Tom's song, which he wrote the lyrics to, The Years of Death and Dying. And again, when I sang it and knew the lyrics, and nobody else in the world did, and I knew what had happened to him, because we all found out in January. I know that you didn't find out till later, but I knew in January. I thought to myself, wow, this guy wrote a song about his heroes that have gone by the wayside because death has no, and he's staring his own mortality in the face. And I felt that was just ironic, I guess is a good word to use. Ironic to me. And now that you all know what he went through and you can read the lyrics yourself, you tell me. It seemed like complete irony in that, absolutely.
All right, and Metal Heart wants to know if
Metal Heart!
you got the fabulous tapestry. Yeah, we got it. We opened it live.
Yes,
Go
we
back.
did.
You can see
I don't know.
us open it live on
Yeah, we opened it on air.
on the viewer comments thing.
I
think
might
a
have to
couple
fly that in
episodes
my
ago.
I have a flagpole outside my house, I know, because it's huge. How the fuck am I supposed to put that on the vault, bro? Damn, but I love that shit, man. Thank you so much. I live for that kind of stuff.
And Bobby Simpson, is the show at the Fox your first show back?
No, we played Psycho Vegas in August, but John Tempesta was playing drums as well as a Full Terror Assault. We used our Johnny on drums because Tom was still recovering, but we did Aftershock last month. Walter was there. I believe you put even a video of it up there, and Tom's
return.
So what was the date on that wall? Wasn't it October something? October 5th or 6th or something.
Oakland
like
Meadow Boy, do you do any songs with Rick? And I think you already addressed that.
Yeah, Lunatic Liar Lord. Rick's on this. If you listen to the lead, Gary's first lead, Rick is second lead. Craig and then Lee. 4 leads on that song.
4 different leads from.
In that. That's really the only song that we had really.
That's the first time that's been done by you guys too.
Fucking amazing. I love that. That's my favorite lead section of them all too.
All right, Dylan says, what was the best feedback or reaction you got from your friends that have heard it? Or Chuck or anybody that you hang out with? I know that you've been playing it.
Chuck heard it months ago, and Chuck told me it was the best thing he's ever heard me do. And you got to remember my history with Chuck Billy, so I have tons of history between Dublin Death Patrol, Legacy, Testament, even today. I mean, even on Titans, I wrote lyrics on Titans. I just the way it is. But I mean, everybody that's heard it. I know Randy Bly heard it from Lamb of God early. You know, Gary. There was few people that heard it. I saw what Nurgle thought of it. I seen what Millie thought of it. I seen what Michael Arnett thought of it of Arch Enemy. So I mean, you know, those guys are all in our realm, man. They're right in our pocket. They would know. So I appreciate that. I saw Danko Jones this morning commented on it, and I mean, Danko's a huge fan. I love him, and nothing but love from all of my heroes, all of my friends and my peers. So we knew we had it. We knew we had something here last year when we were recording this. We knew we did. I know when we were up there, we knew it. All of us did. It's just, you know, it took a matter of time to get it to you guys, a matter of right timing to get it to you guys, and I'm glad it's finally out. And no, I don't think that it's going to take another 7 years for another one. I'll just let you know this. I saw a text message to me from Gary Holt this morning, says it's crushing. I'm ready to write another one. Whether that's any truth to that or not, I think we're going to play on this one for a while, but I think that's the consensus. It's not going to be like that anymore, and I think it's only going to be up, and the best is yet to come for Exodus, I believe. I definitely believe that. So
we'll go to the next song.
So where were we? Where was that? Years of Death and Dying, or what was it?
And then did we do that one, or clickbait's next?
Oh, clickbait, definitely. So you guys have got to hear it. Obviously, it's media, it's social media, it's news outlets, it's whatever that tries to grab you to get you to say, you know, to watch whatever they've got to say, regardless if it's, you know, true rhetoric or it's not. You know what I mean? And mostly it's not. Usually, I'm not a big. I don't really watch any of those at all anyway.
Gregor wants to know, is there a baby crying in prescribing horror, or is that baby cry or something like
That's
that?
a baby crying. I don't know where they got that, but that baby is pissed off at the end of the song. You listen to it. Because you know, he gets like, you know how babies are? Like when they hurt themselves, they get so pissed that there's no sound that comes out, and then they take a breath, and then it goes, "Zah!" and it just fucking comes. That's exactly how I picture that fucking thing happening.
All right,
So.
and Virgil from the Czech Republic, very cool to have you aboard, and congrats on
I love
the
Czech
new
Republic.
album. Marcus is rolling a fatty and
Good.
for it to celebrate, and you
Good.
have your daughter here, and she brought us donuts, but you don't eat
I
donuts.
know you're not.
But Tim can eat donuts.
No,
I
donuts.
actually, I got to look at them, but I didn't get to eat any.
Oh, there she is.
Madison brought donuts, so. Are you coming over here?
Yeah.
You can come over if you want. You can say hi to everybody.
Step on in there for a
Say-
second.
No, it's okay.
Let's take a
No.
seat for a second.
No, well, it's
She's
okay.
just gonna peek in. Hi, she brought donuts that
How about
dad,
donuts?
that dad's not really eating right now. But
And she sings.
I'm smoking weed.
and
Yeah,
she sings
sings
good.
better than me.
Yeah, I know.
But what you can do is you can go load me a bowl so I can come here
Yeah,
and smoke.
you want? Yeah, I got you.
Load me a bowl, 'cause we are in California, and I'm here in home, my new home, Oakdale, California, where I now have moved.
And Tim, what did you think of the album when you first heard it? Like during the summer when we first heard those songs?
Blew my socks off. Blew my socks
well,
off.
now it's
Best
a
I
thing in
didn't
years.
say that though.
Yeah.
Now it's out. It's you can hear it. It's you know, there's no more hiding like, oh, I can't say this, can't say that. I think that they have really, I mean, Andy and Gary did a great job. Andy Sneap producing the record. Again, if we didn't have the time that we had to do this, I mean, I don't know if it would be a different record or not, but it is what it is because of the time we had. I mean, Andy had no other real musical constraints. Priest couldn't tour, we couldn't tour, nobody could tour, so that left a lot of time for us to, you know, spend on this and be able to spend on this album and spend on the songs. And there was a few songs, not many, but a few that I went back after I had done the initial vocals and fixed some things and changed a couple of things. And normally you don't get that luxury. Normally you don't get to, once it's in and the reels are in and you're off on the road and the producer's done and he's got another gig going, but that wasn't the case because of the state of affairs of the world at the time. So I think that worked in our favor for us. And this is the album that you guys got, although I don't think anything that we do in the future is going to be anything less, to be honest with you. I mean, we've, you know, obviously set a standard. with
And that
so.
falls right into Joshua's question, which is your all-time favorite on this album?
My favorite song on the record? Oh, I've been saying that. It's Prescribing Horror. That Lunatic Liar Lord. I love it. I love every song. Don't get me wrong. Fires of Division is fucking great. Anti-Seed, what a way to end the record. I mean, they just, Gary and
Claire likes Lunatic Liar.
See, that's mine too, Claire, just because of the chorus of that treason of all reason, a celebration of ignorance. Just the lyrics in that part of the song is just so typical Exodus, typical, you know, in your face, you know, our anti-religion song, because we have one of those on everything.
And
We always have one, and that's this one, you know.
I think we just talked about it, but Virgil said why we wait so long for a new album, but there's a lot of factors.
I mean, there's a lot of factors. I mean, Gary, the Slayer farewell took 2 years itself, you know, and
It
then
seemed like it was
so,
4 years.
you know, they announced it in January of 18, and the last show was played on New Year's Eve of 19. So that's 2 full years that they did that. Oh my girls here, this is my baby. Look at Sissy.
And of course,
Thanks, my
Metalhead,
dear.
Coaster fan, will you guys ever come to South Florida one day?
Yes, we will, and we are. I mean, just because the Bay Strikes Back touring is not hitting South Florida, we've already got plans in the work. We're gonna tour the shit out of this album. Every part of the fucking world is gonna see this record. and see us perform it, man. That means we're going back to Canada. We're gonna do a full Canadian run. You know, fuck, I'm a Calgary Flames fan, even though this says Exodus, but it's modeled in a Flames jersey.
Someone just commented, the Fox Theater floor seats are sold out.
Yes.
So that's been confirmed.
I believe they're all sold out right now.
I want to say hi to Claire. Hi, Claire.
There's Madison. Claire's watching.
I know she
I
is.
just commented to Claire.
I know. I love her.
I know my family loves you, Claire. Isn't that awesome?
I just bought the
Hello,
Japanese
Claire.
CD.
Did you?
So it's officially out. So you can
Okay,
say
so Tim just bought the Japanese CD, so it is officially out.
How
So-
much was it?
for only 4,000 yen.
I don't. 4,000, really?
$36.
Yes, that's why, because
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
expensive over
Yeah,
there for
exactly.
an album. So what song were we at, Walt? Let's see. Okay, we're at Clickbait,
We flipped it with clickbait after clickbait.
and then okay, yeah. But what's that? Persona del Planto. I know I can never say that. It actually means swamp thing in English, but Gary didn't want to call it swamp thing. So Persona del Planto, I think, and I love that. And to me, that really gives this album some flair. Very Bon Voyeur, very Jimmy Page to me when I hear it, very Led Zeppelin, and then leading into the riff that's kind of reminds you a little bit of Cage in Hell, just a little bit of Cage in Hell. And then to me, I think that riff is blistering as well. I mean, the lead into Lunatic Liar Lord, very, very, very heavy lead. Just everything that's going on there is just very, very, very heavy. I love everything about the song. I love everything about the structure, the middle section, boring factions, more distractions. Took me forever to nail that too. I'm gonna tell you, there's a couple things on this album that took me some time to nail.
And you had the time.
And that one was no different. Look who's back.
I know,
This is Punk and
also
Pie.
some
It's
news
my
this
baby.
week was the Bay Area Strikes Back added 5 dates, and you have a last date in Sacramento. So
Yeah.
you can get tickets for that now. That's not sold out, just announced.
Are the other 4 dates sold out though? The new ones?
No, they just announced them, but I mean, now's your chance, right? If you
Yeah, because I noticed we're going to Seattle and we're going to Oregon up there, and there's a couple others in there, so that works out good. I'm very pleased to do that.
Darren loves your Dracula photo behind you.
Oh, do you? My whole well, if you saw the room, you'd be quite. It's very horror-ish and very like everything else I have in life. So it's one of those
All
things.
right, and Volmand from France, I guess, because he wants to know if you guys are going to perform in Paris. And what do we do? The locomotive there, Steve? A lot.
No, they don't do that anymore.
Anymore,
Where did we
that's
do Paris last time?
Next to the Moulin Rouge. There was a theater. Was it the old
Yeah,
old theater?
it was Locomotive, but it's not there anymore. It is next to the old Moulin Rouge, but it's not there. We will be coming to France. In fact, I was told all of July and August next year we'll be on the festivals and then filling in dates in between.
And I
So
just
I'm
saw
sure
you on the Dynamo Festival that's coming up. You're on that, right?
They're adding them left and right. So I'm sure as the year wears on, there's going to be more dates for Exodus. So
Steve Pagley says hello. He's a longtime friend of yours.
nice.
Darren Diggle. The album title is A Ripper.
Yes, it is. The title track is definitely a ripper. Okay, let me keep going.
Yes.
And then the next one is that would be the
Lunatic Liar Lord.
nope, we did that already. Fires of Division.
Okay.
Fires of Division. Kind of what's going on in the world right now, but we actually just did a video for that. I think you posted something up about that last weekend, which will be released on 29th of November. I believe they're gonna have that all finished for you. But I mean, really cool.
The set was.
Set was awesome. It looks like we are actually in fire, and so that was just a really, really cool thing. A lot of fun. That song too, really good groove to it. An amazing chorus. I love to sing that chorus in that song, using a little bit of a death voice in there too. So I used subtly on this. I didn't overdo it. I didn't want to get too out of my mind on that kind of shit.
You know what? I'm getting a lot of this, but people are saying that this new album is a banger. Did you know that that's how they say that it's a really killer album nowadays, Steve? Do you know that?
It's a banger.
It's a banger. Yeah, it is. It is.
Yes, Claire, she's a doll, isn't she? She's just one. The other two are over there sleeping, or she would have
And
been.
Darren, we answered this, but there were a couple cover songs on the bonus tracks that are probably in Japan or a
It's
special
Japan.
edition.
It's the Japan edition. You have to get the Japan edition to get them.
Tell them again.
We did He's a Woman, She's a Man by the Scorpions, and we did Beating Around the Bush by AC/DC. And then
Bobby
another-
Simpson, how is it working with Andy Sneap? I know you love Andy.
We've worked with Andy forever. I mean, ever since Temple of the Damned, anyway. But he did Another Lesson in Violence. Remember the live record? That was the first thing he did for Exodus, and so we love Andy. We know what we get with him, and listen to it. He's doing he's doing Priest, he's doing Saxon, he does Accept, and all of those bands are great, and they sound awesome. So yeah, we would never think of using anyone else, actually.
I'm getting some asking about Canada because Toronto's asking and
You know what? We really
Winnipeg.
didn't do much. To be honest with you, we didn't even fucking hardly go there. I think we went to Toronto once, we went to Ottawa, and then we played Heavy Montreal in the last 7 years. We did like 5 shows in fucking Canada, which is bullshit. So, you see me, I got my hockey jersey on, ready to go, so fuck that. I mean, I told him we gotta go everywhere. Vancouver, fucking Calgary, Edmonton, Toronto, Montreal, all over the fucking place. Ottawa, everywhere. We gotta do a full Canadian run. Saskatoon, I don't fucking give a shit. Those are all when I see the players and stuff.
Irvin wants to know, what do you think of Musically Changed in between this album and Blood In and Blood Out? That's a good question.
Brutality level, definitely. I would have to say, to be honest with you, this record, to me, is a cross between Temple of the Damned and Exhibit B. It's got because when we wrote Temple of the Damned, I mean, I was like working a construction job. That was paying my living, not like, the band pays it, but it didn't then. And I was like, we were pissed, broke, no thing, went through this whole rock and roll thing and we have nothing. So Temple of the Damned was written in a very angry, we didn't have a record deal at that time. We didn't sign till after the fucking album was done. Nuclear Blast heard it and was like, holy shit, so was the beginning of our relationship with Nuclear Blast. And again, another plus in our corner is because we've had the same record label forever, and they know what to do with us, and they know all about us, and we love them for that. So we would never think of going anywhere else. We're very content with that. Our management as well, Robin and Cregan do a very fucking good job. They're on top. They don't do anything any different any major management could do for us at this point. And we, their hearts are true in it, and we trust them, and that's number one.
The trust, right? Yeah.
Trust is huge. We've gone through so many different. So, trust is a big thing. So we pay homage to those guys. I mean, Steve Lagudi, the guy who fucking engineered the album, he came out to Tom's house from New York he works with Machine Head. He does Machine Head's live stuff, and he came out and for 7 weeks and went and did this record and did it, and did it to and we nailed it, and so there's so many factors of this album that, people that had, that were parts of it that deserve, credit because of what they, their contribution. Parr, I mean, fuck, dude, he nailed it. I can't wait to put that on a shirt. Look at that shit. That is sick and fucking twisted. That's what you want, right, metalheads? You want sick and
And
twisted
someone asked
fucking
about the
t-shirts.
artwork and
Yeah, he did Blood In, Blood Out. He's done some other work for us. He did a really cool backdrop of all these impaled shit. But he works with us now. If you see a little egg in there from Blood In, Blood Out. It was like there's a little piece of it
little
in
Easter
there.
eggs,
Little
they're
Easter
called.
eggs.
There's little
Yeah.
Easter eggs and one of the little fetuses are in there. But there were so many people that contributed to the greatness. Tava Martinez, who took the pictures up there, you know what I mean? Everybody who'd come up and, hung and knew what, it was all a collective effort. Again, I said our old producer for for Toxic Vault. Wayne Marsali came up there for a week and just put a camera in fucking the bathroom, this room, their room. I mean, we had everywhere. That's why the DVD is so in depth and good, and the interviews went really good at that. So.
And we're on the.
We're anti-seed. Just planned. You know what? I to be honest with you, this is a Gary Holt thing, and so you're gonna have to ask him with that. But I mean, I think this is more like, I can't even tell you. You guys are gonna have to take it from there. Sometimes I don't always sing what I know about, but I don't want to say the wrong thing either. So take it for a moment. But this is a way to end the album because I feel. This is also the way it starts kind of old school EXO, and then it comes in, and then the riff is really heavy and really good, and then by the end the leads and the rhythms are just blistering 100 miles an hour, and I feel that that's a great way to end the album, especially with Fires of Division and Anti-Seed. So I believe that it's a really. If you look at the record from top to bottom, there are no weak points. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to toot my own horn. I'm just saying, to me, as a music fan, as a metal fan, I'm still a metal fan. I love metal. I listen to it every fucking day. And I'm 57 years old. I'll never not listen to heavy metal. And I love this album. It just delivers.
White Snake on Meth song.
Which one was that? Oh, fuck. What was what? That would be Years of Death and Dying, because I think the chorus is very much Gothenburgish. Like, when I do the chorus, I do a high voice and a low voice, and it's kind of got that. I think that was, but you know what? That was Tom and Gary's. They had a bunch of names. A down-tuned Chugga. I was like, which one's this? I'm like, okay, I don't know that. You have to tell me the name. So, I see this 11 albums, still no ballads. Hi, Angel. I know. Right.
Okay. Also, is this a bonus track on this? I can't. Would you know?
I can't read that either.
Jam camps or?
No, maybe that's the I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know. I know that there's 12 songs on the record. I know that maybe. But I thought maybe it's videos from. They call Jam Camp when they're writing the songs. Jam Camp is the DVD. See, I didn't even know. Somebody just wrote Jam Camp is the DVD.
Oh yeah, bonus Blu-ray called Jam
Camp. Okay. See, I didn't even know that.
Oh, it's a Blu-ray too. It's not even a DVD. It's a Blu-ray. Nice.
So yeah.
And someone says, I believe that you could play all this album live. Wouldn't that be something? One day, who knows?
I hope so. That'd be nice. This is a brutal record. I saw a question, is it hard to sing these songs? Not necessarily. It's more a timing thing on that, on everything else, but I can get that. That's not like, I'm not like worried about that. Any record is the same way. The one that kicked my ass, to believe it or not, was Fabulous Disaster. That I had to literally teach myself how to do, because Last Act of Defiance was very fast, and then Toxic Waltz, there's no breaths in there. There's no words to take a breath. Here's the new Dan Craig's sweeping the nation. Called the Toxic Waltz and it's causing devastation. You're jumping up and down like a sucker, so it's found. Seven move all through us all the way around. You get up. Where do you breathe there? Where do you breathe? I'm like sucking little ones in between like words, so it's just kind of how it goes. So what else you got for me, Walt?
Stan, of course, wants to know if you're going back to the Europe. Besides the festival, you're going everywhere.
We're going everywhere. The world is opening up, and Exodus will be. We know we have a great new record for all of you. We're very proud of this album. We're really happy that everybody who's heard it now are really. And you guys, the response is.
You don't have to brag about it because it's out.
It's great. My favorite thing is that you're all so pleased with it. I haven't seen anything on that.
You knew it was going to be like this.
You know what I mean? But I have to be honest with you. Even if I'm the singer or not, Exodus has never wrote a shitty record in my mind. You know what I mean? Some records are better than others, maybe, but I think this is really exemplifies what the five of us are capable of when it comes to knowing our craft, knowing what we're doing, and being able to deliver it. I don't think that if we're not going to give you, we're not going to play you. We're not going to give you an album of shit just so we can go out and fucking play songs, you know, and tour and sell t-shirts. Every new album is very important to us. The new songs were important to us. The next one, which isn't even written or even thought about yet, is very important to us, and because it's all for you guys. And as long as, you know, you're still coming to see us and we're still being able to deliver for you, we're not going anywhere. You know, and we've had a long talk about this with all of us, and we have all made this very much the number one thing that we are going for, and there's no looking back now for anything. So.
And in this time, someone says congratulations to Cody for getting married. You were walking your son down.
Well, I had my grandson
Okay.
in my hand. I had my grandson in my hand because he was the ring bearer, but 2-year-olds seem to wander, so they thought it was a better idea if I just walked him down. So I had my grandson in my hand. But thank you for that. Thank you for that. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming in today and hanging out with Walter and I. We're very excited for the album. We do have some live or some studio stuff coming up that we have taped already. So we have actually Gary went from, he was from Sacrilege, BC, but the Ghost Next Door, talking about his new band. And for all you Bay Area guys who remember Billy Steele, the DJ who brought metal and kept metal, you know, I did a very in-depth interview with Billy Steele coming up soon. So we'll be doing more live stuff in this. Not so much in the holidays, but we'll be keeping in touch. So I'm glad everybody is very happy. It's Persona non grata day, and I'm very pleased that everybody's finally able to listen to this. So, anything else we got, Walt?
You know, there's some questions that we already talked about. You can always go back and watch this episode again, and it answers pretty much everything.
We talked about everything on there. So, thanks. We love you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll be on soon, and Claire, we love you. I can see you there. What does it say? You're a doll. You're a doll. I'll see you. We're gonna have a beer in Liverpool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Thanks, guys.
AJ Guinness.
We'll see you in the vault real soon. Thanks.